Many communities in the Wabash Valley and around the country are struggling with crumbling infrastructure. Back in April, News 10 told you about a huge sinkhole in Brazil, Indiana, and the underground storm drain that caused it. Now, reporter Joe Ostrowski tells us about one company's solution to that problem and what it could mean for other communities.
This was the scene in Brazil back in April. A sunken road and eroded earth.
You're talking a almost 4.5-foot deep hole, and it's right off the road, and part of the road's caved into.
At the time, engineers blamed a crumbling storm sewer for the humongous hole. But take a look at the same spot today. Crews have unearthed the old sewer, and what they found is amazing.
Some sections down inside that tunnel where you can still actually see hoof prints. It was put in basically slip forms with horses, basically holding the concrete for horse and buggy.
That's because the sewer had been built during the Great Depression as part of the Work Progress Administration. Despite the Depression-era craftsmanship, the tunnel that supports the sewer has gradually worn out.
Over the years, people have disturbed around the tunnel, tried to patch it, go back. What it's done is it's actually created weak places in the tunnel. Well, the water follows the path of least resistance and finds the weak places. Roots grow in, expand, end up breaking out the section.
That's not unusual. Workers say several cities around Indiana have similar sewers. Some of those could face a similar fate. In fact, the American Society of Engineers estimates Indiana communities will have to spend about $4 billion over the next 20 years to fix old water and sewer systems. And they've given wastewater sewers in the U.S. a D-. But Canoost Excavating and PDF Materials in Brazil say they've developed replacement parts for these sections of tunnel, parts that could be dropped right into the space left by the old tunnel, and parts that could come in handy in other towns.
When we went to look for the tunnel sections, there is absolutely no one that we can find that make an exact match to butt up against these. No. We ended up able to make the forms ourselves and pour them and get these set in here.
And that skill, like the skill that first built these sewers, is one that could come in handy for years to come. In Brazil, with photojournalist Tony Casasilla, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
Now, crews tell News 10 they expect to have the project finished in about a month. They tell us just one of those concrete forms weighs about 16,000 pounds.